What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I got a few more things that I want to update you on real quick. So let's get right into it. The first thing that I want to let you guys know about is they put out today, just a little while ago, how much the cap is going to be for all the teams, and they officially, as they do every year, they raise the cap limit, and they raised it again another 10 million to 198.2 million. So each team will have, as of this year, 198.2 million base salary cap, obviously, and then their contracts take up that cap, etc., etc., etc. So we are, should be expected to have over 100 million in cap space this season, pending, signings and so on and so forth. Also, I wanted to mention just really quick that the aftermath from the approval announcement of the CBA, apparently there's a lot going on social media and on Twitter. I've only seen a little bit, but I've seen several reports now that are talking about the players are getting on social media to fucking trash it and talk shit about it. Some of them obviously are going on and saying about how they accept it and saying diplomatic type things, whatever. Tom Brady, I guess, was one of them. That said the PC type shit. But anyway, tons of players getting on social media, just like saying their piece, just going all out on it, man. It's pretty intense. So this is it's not something that's gonna go away, even though this agreement has just officially passed. My guess is that it's gonna be something that doesn't go away, especially with the way that the country's kind of going right now as a whole and in its entirety. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on. And even though as I said before, even though the agreement is in place, that doesn't necessarily guarantee that there is going to be a 2021 season. The players could decide to do a strike and just not show up and not play and not do stuff. That is possible at any time, right? So that could have happened last year, could happen this year, could happen next year, could happen 5 years from now. That's always something that the players, if they so decided to do, they could do that. So yeah, anyway, but it is going to be interesting to see how that turns out. All right. The next thing that I wanted to let you guys know about, another quick little side note, it's kind of fun for me, but there's been talk, obviously, with, Tom Brady and his situation going into free agency. For what I can tell, it seems the biggest expectations are that he's going to go back to New England, but there's always, lots of talk and speculation and rumors. And one of the places that he could have gone, or that at least people were talking about him going to, was the Tennessee Titans. And, there are people like Skip Bayless. God, that dude is such a fucking moron. Anyway, he's like, yeah, dude, they should sign Tom Brady over Ryan Tannehill. Of course. Like, why, of course? Okay, sure, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, but he's like 48 million years old at this point, and he's not going to be the same on a different team. He's just not. He's not going to be the same without Bill Belichick, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, so, and he's getting old, and he's been showing, each of the past several seasons, he's been showing more and more signs of decline. So, and Ryan Tannehill's far younger. Is he on the same level? Is he the same quality quarterback? No. But I guarantee that, this past season, especially with 14 teams going to be in the postseason now, 7 from both conferences, I can absolutely guarantee that the Ryan Tannehill-led Titans are going to be challenging for the playoffs, consistently, and trying to make it fucking divisional championships and AFC championships. I mean, they just won an AFC championship title this past season, and they're going to be doing that, man. And how much you want to make a bet that in the next few years they get to the Super Bowl? I don't know if they'll win it, but how much you want to bet within the next 3, 4, maybe 5 years, they break through. Not only do they get to the playoffs, not only do they make it to the AFC championship, blah, 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 but then they actually make it to the fucking big game, the Super Bowl. And look, I mean, I love Ryan Tannehill. I think it's a shame that the Dolphins got rid of him, and I think it's a shame that they decided to go down the path that they went down altogether, but it is what it is, and I still love him. He's still, my homie. I don't know him personally, of course, but he's my boy, and I want to see him do well, so I hope he does. It'll be bittersweet for me getting to watch him in the Super Bowl one day, because it's not going to be with the Dolphins, but as the sweetness will certainly override the bitterness. Absolutely. So I just thought that was interesting. Anyway, but there have been reports, though, that the Tennessee Titans are like, yeah, nah, Tom Brady, cool, but we want a guy that we think that is going to be like the future of our team, right? And so they've been talking, since last season and how he almost single-handedly turned that team around. They've been already talking about not only getting a long-term deal done with him, but, making him the franchise guy. And I think it's smart because he's a great quarterback. He's a great quarterback. And anybody that sits at God, I've heard people say recently too that he did great with the Titans last year, but he never performed like that with the Dolphins. I mean, it's just factually incorrect. It's just factually incorrect. He always played at a high level for the Dolphins. Always. He put up good numbers every single year. Was he elite? Did he fucking do everything himself? No. But he always had for the most of his time there, he had a terrible offensive line, didn't have much help in skill positions, didn't have a very good defense to get him back the ball, etc., etc., etc. So it's garbage. Anyway, I think it's great, and I think the Titans are definitely smart. Tom Brady's out the door almost, man. Even if he does go back to the Patriots for another year, it'll probably just be a 1-year deal. It'll be a hella big contract for a 1-year deal, but it'll be a 1-year deal, and then fucking, maybe they'll do it one more time. But look, Brady's on the fucking edge, man. He's not going to last, 5 more years, 6, 7, 8 more years. It's not going to happen. So, his time is almost done. I think that's smart. All right, and the final thing that I wanted to let you know about is there actually have been reports that they are discussing potentially delaying the start of free agency. So we did talk about that before, right? I said in one of my last couple videos that as of the time I made the video, free agency was still expected to actually go on, and the draft is expected to go on as planned, blah blah blah. But now they're starting to have conversations in that regard. The new league year, right? And, that's supposed to coincide with free agency. They're supposed to open together. So the new league year and free agency are supposed to open together. All that shit might be getting pushed back. This coronavirus thing is really, running rampant and causing a lot of chaos and so on and so forth. Not just for sports and football, but for, the world at large. I'm currently unemployed because of it. So... I mean, it is what it is, right? Hopefully it gets fucking settled soon and everything can just go back to normal in that regard. But unfortunately, it's probably going to go on for, at least another few weeks. And there is potential that this, that the coronavirus thing could push on for a few months. And if that's the case, then obviously that's going to seriously affect the football season. Because if it does go on for the next couple months, that means, teams can't meet with players. They can't do physicals. Free agency is going to get massively delayed. The draft could end up getting delayed and not happen. And then that could push into training camp and stuff. And, if you lose that time, at some point you can't get it back. And then, if this goes on for long enough, it could end up potentially even canceling this season. So hopefully that doesn't happen. You know, but we'll obviously, that's something to monitor and keep an eye on. You know, it would have to go for a few months, though, I would think, at least for something, you know, that extreme to happen. Especially because the NFL obviously is not going to want to shut their doors, and you know they want football to be able to resume. They want to be able to pack stadiums, but you can't do that if you got the fucking coronavirus going around killing people. So anyway, that's what I got for you. Just a few more updates. I hope you guys enjoy my videos and perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comments section. And of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Phins up.